Everybody, it's Doug DeVitri, author of Screen to Screen Selling, and today I'm going to share with you how to turn your screen to screen meeting into a digital whiteboard that you can use to facilitate conversations, to be able to create new ideas and then translate them into action. And I know that many people are using Zoom, or they're using Loom, or they're using Join Me, or they're using Skype, or they're using Microsoft Teams. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you can frame concepts in a way that drive people to action. So this is my tool. This is my secret weapon. I got to tell you, from over the years of delivering presentations, and watching people deliver presentations, have you ever been to a session where somebody's has a flip chart way in front of the room, and then you're sitting maybe 20 rows back, and they're spending all this time, they're drawing out something really, really special that only maybe the first 5 rows people can see? It's terrible, right? And so what we need to figure out how to do is create a way to be able to engage folks, not just way back in like the 20th row, but also be able to do it during a screen-to-screen meeting. So this is the secret weapon called Doceri. That's Doceri. It's an iPad app that I use, that I've downloaded. The cost is free, but the way that I have it set up is connected to my computer, so that way when I draw on my iPad, it appears on my computer screen. And when I'm doing a screen share with a client, or I'm meeting with the board of directors, boom, I put up the digital whiteboard, and now we're moving into action. So if you think that's cool, yeah, Alexa knows what it's all about. So I'm just going to go right here. We go to download. You just download the tool right now. And actually, there's 2 things you want to do. You want to download the app for your iPad, and then you want to download the Doceri software. So it's only a one-time license of $30. And I'll also say this too: inside of the app, that there's a watermark that you can purchase for $5. And that way, if you were going to create your let's say an image of your slide, you can save that whiteboard as an image, but then it'll have your watermark. So whether the watermark is your head, or maybe it's the logo of your company, there's a quick way of being able to brand your images. And also there's a PDF feature too. If you have, like sometimes a facilitator will have 10 different pages on their flip chart, right? And then you take pictures of them and so forth. And sometimes you can't get one because they've erased it or whatever, they moved on or they ripped it up. Us as facilitators can take the responsibility of converting all of our digital whiteboard files during a screen meeting, put a nice little convenient PDF, maybe save it to Dropbox or Google Drive, and then share that link out so people can see and read your chicken scratch. So I'm actually going to go into, once we have it installed on the computer, you have what's called the Doceri connection dashboard. So right now, you can kind of see it here. Right now, I'm just going to disconnect it. And so what I do, right? So I have my iPad right here, right? And so you can see where it says connect. So what I have to do here is I have to go here, and I have to be able to connect my iPad and be on the same Wi-Fi network as my computer, and is also on my Wi-Fi on this password. So I click the little camera button here. So can you see this little camera button? All I do is I take the camera, press the button, and I scan the QR code that's here on the computer, and now it's connected on here. So now I can really start to get in and have a good time, and I'll just demonstrate some advanced concepts using this digital whiteboard. So right now, if you see here, what appears on the on my computer screen? Well, it's a little smiley face, right? If I want to draw some glasses, I can put it in here. But then if I get into a concept where I want to start to frame concepts in a way that start to make sense, well, if we're looking at cooperation between, let's say, this is local, right? And this is state, and this is I'm gonna put MS for the mothership. How do we collaborate and get on the same page to where we're all happy together, right? So this is just me kind of drawing something out here in real time as far as being able to summarize. And this is something you'd normally do on a flip chart, but guess what? If you already have images that are kind of saved into your computer, sometimes facilitators, what they'll do is they will actually draw out on the flip chart ahead of time to be able to save time in the facilitation. Well, gosh, in this case, if you already have something put it in here, then you can just insert it in here. So this is one that I always pull up when it comes to leading teams, is when we're looking at characteristics as far as how you're going to be able to stay ahead in the future. Really comes down to 2 things. You have vision and alignment. If I were going to ask your organization, where do you fit? So if there's 20 different people that are on the screen-to-screen meeting, they would start to say, "Wow, you know what? We're agile, we're faster, we move better, we're staying on top of things. Well, no, if once you start to asking the questions inside of the frame, then you can start to figure out where you are. And then perhaps it's the next slide is where you start to take action steps. And it's not so much what I say, it's what the participants say that start to make it more meaningful. And then we take these whiteboard slide, kind of these whiteboard summations, or in this case, it would be an annotation. And then we can not just save it as a PDF file or save it as an image, but then we can take this to our mobile project management software. And as long as the people in our team are using the same project management software and they're aligned on whatever the specific outcomes are, boy, we're going to start to be able to get to this point where, gosh, we're not living in the dark anymore. We're moving quickly together as a team. So like even for conference calls, if you're still having conference calls, then guess what? I'd say that you're over here. I'd say if that, you're not thinking big when it comes to like voice marketing for business, you're still here and archaic. As far as, I'll just kind of go through this real quick, with respects to having a vision, right? So if you have, a lot of people have strategic plans, but if it's a cookie cutter of somebody else, and you're using the same people over and over year after year, not thinking big enough, you're never going to be able to get to the point where you're here, right? Or in some cases, you might have this big vision, but you don't have the right people on the bus, or you might not have the right technology or tools in place, where you have to rework a lot of different tasks over and over again, or your policies don't reinforce what it means to be able to be competitive in the marketplace today. That's where we can be misaligned. And the same thing too is if you have urgency, but you have no vision, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to spend time on bright and shiny objects and not moving anywhere closer to the goal. So this is just kind of a quick way of being able to demonstrate some of the things that you can do on a digital whiteboard in a screen-to-screen meeting like I'm demonstrating. So it's just a matter of opening up your favorite meeting software tool, doing a screen share, and then using the Doceri Whiteboard app. And really, when you think about all the different video conference tools, they each have their own digital whiteboard app, right? You only learn one by using Doceri, and it just makes it so easy, right? You have all the images saved into one place. So when you go from group to group or meeting to meeting, you have those images all stored in your iPad, and then just makes it super simple. So again, everyone, this is Doug DeVitri, author of Screen to Screen Selling. Watch the next video, buy the book. I love you all so much. Take care and God bless.